What's up? My name's Samuel Leeds. I'm standing right now in Detroit, Michigan, in the United States of America. This is apparently one of the cheapest areas in the world to buy property, certainly in the Western world. And I've been looking at some of these houses and they are absolutely cheap as chips. I mean, this house right now, it does need quite a bit of work, as you can see, but it's a big house with a lot of land. It's on the market with Bellaby Estates. This house is on the market for $5,000. That is around about £4,000. Absolute madness. There's loads. I'll take you to a couple of the properties. What did you think when I first showed you the prices of these houses?
I couldn't believe it. I can't believe how cheap they are.
What do you actually think of the area? Does it feel nice? Does it feel horrible? What do you think?
Actually being here, it's not too bad. It's not the best area in the world, but
considering the prices, it's madness.
Yeah.
Right, let's head down to the next viewing. How far is it?
It's about 15 minutes, I think.
Welcome to Detroit. Where's my gangsters and all my thugs? Double them hands up and show some love. And welcome to Detroit City. I said welcome to Detroit City.
Oh, look at that house. Oh my goodness. They're all totally derelict.
Look at that one there on the left.
Jeez.
It's just...
It just needs to be knocked down, doesn't it? Look at that one. Look at the roof.
Oh, it's caved in. Wow, that's so dangerous.
Jeez.
Yeah, and all the trees growing around it.
Abandoned. This feels like a worse part of town than the last one.
Yeah.
Which is why this one's £750 cheaper. Okay, where is it? I think it might be...
What number are we looking for? This is the row. Oh wow, look at that.
Okay, so this house, 4,200. Here's the big catch though. The big catch is if you buy a house, you're buying it from a company called Land Bank Authority, and they'll sell you the house on the condition that you have to refurbish the house. The average house in Detroit is around about $75,000. In some of these areas, probably the ones that are in good condition are only worth $20,000. So if you buy it for $4,000, you're gonna have to spend $20,000 doing it up. And if you've got to do it up as part of the transaction and they'll monitor you, you're not actually making any money. You may as well just buy one for $25,000 that's already in good condition. So it's not quite as attractive as you think, but still, shoot, I like the first one better. This area doesn't feel great. Let's go.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
This area feels very dead. It feels like there's not that much going on around here.
Yeah.
It's almost like a bit like a ghost town, isn't it?
It is a bit like a ghost town. Interestingly, this street is the street where Eminem, Slim Shady, who's like a hero of mine, grew up in. His house was right here on this piece of grass, and that was his next door neighbour's house. It's cool that have like turned it into a museum or something, but instead you've just got dirt cheap houses all around the area. Look at all this.
Yeah.
Graffiti, empty, derelict, like 5 cars on the whole road.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, madness. Well, we're 1 minute away from our next viewing. So bad news, unfortunately, this house, as you can see, has now sold. Who bought this? Here's the interesting thing. The Land Bank Authority, when they're selling houses, the idea is that they're selling it to people from the area that are going to live in the house. So as an investor like me, you can buy houses like this for the price, you can, but you've got to get on the list. You've got to register a company that's in Michigan. You've got to commit to spending the money on it. If it's empty, you're paying council tax, and the taxes are a few £1,000s a year. So if you just buy something like this and think, oh, I'll buy it for £7,000 and just sit on it and hope that one day it becomes worth £100,000 and they regenerate the area, while you're waiting for them to regenerate the area, which could take a very long time, you're paying council tax unless the property's lived in. And then I imagine the tenant would pay. But if the property's lived in, then you're gonna have to refurb it. And how much are you gonna spend to refurb properties like that? A lot. What are you thinking? Amanda, what do you think about the idea of buying one of these big, cheap houses? Good, bad?
I don't know, probably, I feel like it's an area that might be regentrified and have lots of development in the future.
Could. You can imagine it, can't you?
Yeah, because
in 20 years' time or 30 years' time, you can imagine that houses like this house could be worth like $1 million, couldn't it?
yeah.
Which right now is on the market for £7,000. Come on, you're a QS. Tell me. Let's go and have a quick look at this. How much? How much do you reckon? I know you don't know the prices here, but in England, I mean, this is a knockdown job, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say.
How much is it going to cost to turn this house into a livable, habitable space? What do you reckon?
I think a couple 100,000.
A couple 100,000?
Yeah,
So that's
look
the
at
big
it.
problem then, isn't it? It don't make any sense.
Yeah.
They can give you the house for free. But the end value is only going to be, in this area, what, 70 grand? So if you're buying it, they could pay me. They could pay us 20 grand to have that house, and then we're going to have to pay council tax if it's empty, and if we refurbish it and it costs 200,000 and the end value is 70,000, it doesn't actually make any sense.
No, because most of them are literally falling down. That
They are
won't
falling
be
down.
structurally sound
Unless
at
you
all.
can find one whereby it was actually in okay condition, ready to rent.
Yeah.
Because I'm surprised at the rents. The rents are like £1,500. You know, the houses are cheap, the rent's quite high. Interesting. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. I'll read everyone. Would you consider dumping 5 grand and buying a house out in Detroit, Michigan? Or do you think it's a waste of time, resource and money? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts. Personally, Mandy, what are you saying?
I think no.
I'm agreeing with Amanda, but maybe you think different. Let us know in the comments.
2 hours later.
I take back everything I said about Detroit. I'm buying one of those houses now.